All right, let's get right into it. Now, normally on this show, we'd be taking apart a company, right? Looking at a stock. But today, we're going to do something a little different. We're actually going behind the curtain to deconstruct the system, the blueprint that a modern financial creator uses to turn all the chaos of the market into content that's actually clear and compelling. So we're not just looking at the final product, we're going to reverse engineer the entire factory.
And this quote from the creator himself, it's just the perfect place to start. It really captures the entire philosophy we're digging into today. The incredible value of having a repeatable process instead of just chasing after some speculative, fleeting tip. This is all about the how, not just the what.
So, you might be asking, why is a blueprint like this even necessary? Well, it all starts with a huge problem. One that anyone who's spent even 5 minutes looking for financial advice online knows all too well. It's an absolute fire hose of noise out there, isn't it? You've got these endless lists of must-buy stocks, you've got urgent warnings about the next big crash, all of it fueled by hype. For a viewer, it's almost impossible to find a clear signal in all that static. And if you're a creator trying to build trust, just adding to that noise is a total losing game. This system, though, is designed to cut right through all of it. So let's meet the architect behind this system. We're looking at the work of a UK-based creator who doesn't act like some guru with a crystal ball. No, he's a systems builder. And he's got a very clear, very public, and frankly, a really ambitious mission.
So here it is. The goal is to turn £75,000 of initial capital into £1 million. I mean, let's be clear about that. That is a 13x return on his money. A goal that's specific, that audacious, you just don't get there with luck or by following the crowd. It demands a super rigorous, disciplined strategy that's built on one single core idea.
And this is it. It's called defending the compounding. See, he believes the biggest threat to your long-term wealth isn't a market crash or even picking the wrong stock. Nope, it's our own psychology. It's that little voice in your head telling you to sell everything when the market drops, or the one that tells you to pile into a stock after it's already shot up 400%. His whole system is built to fight that voice.
So how does he actually do it? Well, the foundation of his system, it has nothing to do with financial statements or fancy market charts. It's built on the data he gets straight from his own audience.
Yeah, before he even thinks about what topic to cover, he starts right here, analyzing his own YouTube channel's performance. He's not guessing what people want to see. He's using hard data to figure out what they truly value and where they're spending their attention.
So he literally exports the raw numbers for his last 90 days of content. And I know, this looks like just another spreadsheet, right? But it's not. It's a direct feedback loop from his audience, and it tells a very, very clear story that basically dictates his entire content strategy. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, the story the data tells. Just look at his top-performing videos. They aren't the flashy, this stock will 10x next week kind of thing. No, they're about checklists, timeless principles, and managing your own psychology. The data is practically screaming a message at him.
And that message is crystal clear. His audience isn't there for a lottery ticket. They're there to learn a process. This single, data-driven insight becomes the bedrock for everything else he creates.
So, once the what is decided, he moves on to the how. And this is the real core of his system. It's a pretty unique method he uses to stress test his own investment ideas and systematically remove his own emotional bias from the decision. He calls it the board meeting. He doesn't ask an AI to predict stock prices. That's a fool's errand. Instead, he's created this AI persona named Mary Jane, who he calls his designated chief risk officer. Her only job is to be a ruthless, skeptical short seller who does nothing but try to poke holes in his best ideas. It's a tool for rigorous, unemotional analysis. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. It's his repeatable framework. It doesn't matter if a stock is soaring or crashing, he runs it through these exact same 3 steps. First, he checks if the new data supports or breaks his original thesis. Second, he forces himself to confront the absolute worst-case scenario, and only then, third, does he define the next logical steps. This is one of his actual prompts to Mary Jane. Just think about how powerful this is for a second. He is actively telling the AI to argue against his own conviction. It's a system designed specifically to find that one critical risk that his own optimistic human brain might be trying to ignore. So, what's the output of this AI interrogation? Well, it's not some confusing pile of data. The whole point is to translate all that complex analysis into a set of clear, logical actions. And those actions? They become the script for his final video.
And this is the crucial point, right here. The system doesn't spit out some complex forecast. It gives them a simple decision. The output is always one of just 3 choices: trim, buy, or hold. It transforms what could be a really overwhelming and emotional situation into a calm, logical choice between a few predefined paths. And this brings us right back to the beginning. This structured output is the tool, the mechanism he uses to defend the compounding. By having a system to fall back on, he protects his long-term plan from those short-term gut reactions.
You know, the genius of this whole system isn't really in any one single part. Not just the analytics, or the AI, or the action options. It's about how they all work together. It's not some magic formula that's supposed to be right 100% of the time. He's not trying to be a fortune teller, because let's face it, that's impossible. The real goal is something much more important, much more durable. And that's the ultimate takeaway. The creator's blueprint, it isn't his list of stocks. It's the repeatable process that manages the most volatile thing in any system, our own human emotion. That is the real secret. That's the real blueprint.
And that really leaves us with one final thought. This whole approach, it's not just about investing, is it? It's about learning, it's about creating, it's about making decisions in any complex part of your life. So the real question is, in the areas that you care about most, what's the blueprint you need to build to separate the signal from all that noise?